About 9 years ago, I started streaming video games on YouTube because I could. I had all the necessary things to do it. I had a little webcam, I had a microphone, and thought it would be fun. I didn't really think about quality or anything like that. I just did it to do it because I could. And it was fun. It built a little community. People were coming in and watching and made a lot of friends along the way, especially people that I was playing the video games with. We were really heavy into horror games at the time, and that was a lot of fun. I still love horror games, but that was primarily what I was playing was horror games. So after getting a few things off Facebook Marketplace and some friends and improving the quality of the stream, it was a lot of fun. I learned how to do little gimmicky things with like overlays and such. And I had like a really decent looking stream at the time. It was, nothing fancy, nothing expensive, no expensive camera or microphone, but it was good. It sounded good. It looked good. The quality was there. And I had a community that was interactive and fun. A lot of the overlay stuff I did was to have fun with them. I got to the point where I was like, well, I want to try Twitch. So I bounced from YouTube over to Twitch, and that was a hard little thing to switch over to because it's not easy to get people to leave platforms, but it worked out. I had a community over there, and there's some things on Twitch that you can do that you can't do on YouTube, and that was fun. The streams were fun. They were great, playing the video games that I've been playing and whatnot. But what had happened is that the community ended up asking me a lot of questions about how I made these changes to my stream to get it looking better and this and that. And it ended up starting off where every stream started with me talking to people about what I had changed and what I was doing and how I was making, my cheap webcam look good or my microphone sound good, and helping other people with their setups and getting it to look the best it could, sound the best it could, and getting them some basic ideas to how to improve their stuff. So after we'd get done with chatting and stuff, I would play video games, and I noticed that people would leave. As soon as I would start playing video games, everybody would leave. Well, not everybody, that's not fair. A lot of people would leave, and the streams just started becoming like just chatting streams, and that was kind of cool for a while, and then you run out of things to talk about. So it wasn't cool anymore. Then there's a lot of stuff that happens in Twitch where people just stop coming. A lot of people want to abandon Twitch, so I swapped back over to YouTube and started streaming on YouTube. And of course, I had to build up the community again over there. I was still posting videos like highlights and stuff to YouTube and whatever, and trying to, keep YouTube active. And it went okay. And then I switched back to Twitch, and then I switched back to YouTube. And I totally killed the communities that I had built up. They didn't know where I was going to be, when I was going to be, and they didn't trust me anymore. That's fair, totally fair. I did have a small amount of people that did follow me back and forth. It didn't matter where I was at, they would come over, and it was always fun. Those were friends. Like you hear a lot of streamers and stuff, talk about fans or this or that. I never considered any of the people that came to watch me on a regular basis fans. They were friends. We played games together. We talked about their family, and we did a lot of stuff. So life gets busy sometimes, and I was streaming less and less, and there was other things going on, and my community was shrinking smaller and smaller every day, and the streams were not as fun anymore. I had learned how to play video games by talking to people and talking while I'm playing and commentating, and those people weren't there anymore to talk to, and they weren't talking to me. So it kind of made streaming not fun anymore. It made video games not fun anymore. And I ended up just stopping altogether. And it was not an easy decision. Fast forward a little bit, and I hadn't streamed. I hadn't made content for YouTube or anything. And I found a cheap DSLR Nikon camera in the bottom of a closet that I started playing around with, and I instantly went to YouTube University and learned everything I could about this camera and how to work it. It had 2 kit lenses with it, and it started to become really fun. I found, I wanted a real camera for a long time, and I never been able to get one, and now I just had a semi-decent one in my hands that I could play with and learn how to use and, take photographs, and it was really fun. I had kind of found a new hobby, a new spark of a new passion. So after a little time, I bought a upgrade lens. I bought a 50 millimeter for this cheap camera and started using it, and was like really starting to have this burning desire to create again, whether it be stills or video. Like the camera I had couldn't do video. And I stumbled into a pawn shop one day because it's fun to do that. I wasn't selling anything or pawning anything. I was just looking around, browsing, and I noticed that there was a camera that was slightly better than mine. That was a Nikon, and it would use all the lenses that I had and such, and it was not very expensive at all. In fact, it was severely underpriced. And I picked it up, and it could shoot video, and that fire for making stuff kind of like came back, and I knew that's what I wanted to do again. I wanted to make more videos. However, it had been so long since I made anything for myself, I was uncomfortable making videos myself. I didn't want to make YouTube videos anymore. I didn't know what to do. So I just played around and started doing little things for, small businesses, and just having fun with it. It wasn't about like trying to start a career or make it a job or anything like that. It was just about having fun. And I bought some lights, some little cheap lights and stuff, and started making videos. It was great. I learned about editing and doing all the little nuances on the computer after you're done shooting. There's two parts to learn on this. There's the part with the camera, and then there's a part on the computer. And depending on the person, I guess, like the camera part is kind of easy sometimes. It just comes natural to people. As long as you know how to work your camera and you got a good eye, then you can capture those moments. And then putting it into the computer and trying to make it into a cohesive video that makes sense is the hard part. You can capture all kinds of stuff, but making it make sense in the end is really hard. Making it look good, learning to change colors or whatever, it's a difficult journey, and everything changes like so fast, and you have to keep up, and making something look good is not an easy task. There's so many different ways something can look good, and it's all subjective, and your opinion is your opinion, somebody else's opinion is their opinion. So there's no wrong or right at some point. No matter how good you're getting at it, there's no wrong or right. It's just what you think looks good, and if you're having fun. And that's where I was at. So now we fast forward, and I'm doing some stuff for small businesses in my local area, and I love doing that. I love being able to showcase these places in a manner that they deserve to be showcased. A lot of these venues that I go shoot at are beautiful. Like, they're set up great. There's a couple of places that are just, you walk in and you just want to start taking pictures of things, and you want to start videoing, and it automatically just inspires you, and that's really nice to be around. It's really cool. I like that. A lot of people that I work with are very, very kind. They loved what I've done, and they saw it on Instagram or whatever, and they wanted me to help them out. And I'm at the point now where I'm learning how to work with other people, because it's not about what I like all the time. It's the customer, the client, whatever you want to call them. The business owner has a vision for what they want, and you have to kind of learn how to meld to what they are thinking and what they want and their desired outcome. So it's not easy, because that just makes the learning process just keep going on and on and on. It never ends. And it's hard to, make everyone happy all the time. So now I've gotten to the point to where I think that I kind of want to make some content for myself, because I'm in a position where it's easier. I don't know what the content is going to be. I'm just back here on the same YouTube channel that I've had for a long time, and we're going to start uploading stuff, and we'll see how it goes. I don't know how often. I'll try to be as productive as possible for myself, but I do have other things that I'm doing for other people, and that's pretty important. Looking back on everything, I really wish that I would have been able to get into what I'm doing now a lot earlier. I think that, this was something that I was meant to do. I feel like it was a calling for a long time. I made videos off camcorders and stuff and try to learn how to edit on free software back in the day. And, I made videos for the bands I was in. I made some promo videos for a friend of mine that's a wrestler, retired wrestler now. And those were a lot of fun, because there was no expectations. It was just shoot, cut, and whatever it was. We tried to make it the best we could. We didn't even think about sound or microphones or lights or anything like that back then. We just picked up the camcorder and we shot and we did the thing, and it was great. It was fun, It didn't matter. Tripods, what's that? I don't know. But I wish I would have been able to jump into this a lot earlier. It feels like it's right. It makes me feel good. It's something that I really enjoy, and I wish I would have found it sooner. It's like finding that love of your life, and that you want to marry it. And creation is something that I've always liked. I've been a musician for more than half my life, since high school, and now I'm old as hell. But this is just something this is another journey of creation that I'm doing, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I just want to share some of the moments with you and see if you enjoy it as well. So if you think that you have something that you would like to do and it's creative, I highly suggest doing the best you can to try to get into it. And you don't have to start big. Just like when I started streaming, I had crappy equipment and I did a crappy job, but it was fun and I built a community, and it worked its way into something that was worth doing. And even though I abandoned it, it really prepared me for what I'm doing now. And I think that's a big accomplishment. It prepared me for what I'm doing now, and it was a nice little head start into what I'm doing, because I learned so much about YouTube and Twitch and yada yada yada, and what people like and what people don't like. So that never goes away. I'm still learning what people like and what people don't like. So we'll see what happens. My advice to you, you have something that really, really is tugging at your heart that you want to do that's creative, just try your best to do it. Don't worry about what gear you've got. Don't worry about anything else. Just start creating something. It's good for the soul. It's good for the brain. It's good for the mind. It's something that I think is just inside of us that we have to get out. And if you go extended periods in your life without doing that, then it's easy to ignore. But there's something creative inside of all of us, and it's time to let it out.
Yo, Dix Young, I watch you! I watch your YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Welcome.